Gretchen, and welcome back to my channel. Alright, I've like literally been sitting in this chair for like a good 5 minutes just trying to get up to do this, but it's gotta be done. It's gotta be done. It's much like this nostril piercing. It has to be done. So as you can see from the title of today's video, I am going to be removing my Labret, whichever, piercing for good. It's going for good, but I've been like sitting here like just thinking about it. I've only had this piercing for a year and like 2 months. I got it at the very end of 2020, like literally the last day of 2020 I got it, or the second to last day. It's either the December 30th or December 31st. I can't quite remember. And so I haven't had this piercing very long, but I've grown very attached to it and how it looks on me and just like having it. But I have come to the conclusion that it's time to say goodbye to it. And I do have a variety of reasons. Much like my right nostril piercing, I do have some reasons as to why I want to remove or retire this piercing. So that's what today's video is me removing it. You can already tell that this video is like gonna be all over the place because I'm just like, oh, a part of me is going away. And this one's not coming back, whereas my right nostril, I still want to get redone so it kind of balances out this little area. But this one, I don't think I'm gonna get redone. So before we actually get into the removal, because I am definitely stalling, some reasons for why I'm getting rid of it. Some of them are gonna sound very familiar to the right nostril and those reasons. So the first one, I don't want it for my wedding. Does that sound bad? Like for some reason, I just don't envision having this specific piercing in like my wedding photos or even in my engagement photos, which are coming up relatively soon. So I don't want to have them like in my engagement photos and then not have them in my wedding photos. That kind of sounds silly when I say it out loud, but I feel like my reasons are valid. So one thing, I don't want it for my wedding photos. And I know those could be photoshopped out too, but then that leads me into my other reasons. So second reason, and I didn't hear this one as much as I heard it with my right nostril piercing, but I have heard it before. And I am very aware of how it looks because I look at my face every day, and that is it's lopsided. It is a little bit more this way to my left than it is centered. So like my Philtrum Medusa, perfectly centered. My Labret, not so much. If you look at it up close, you can kind of see that it's not perfectly aligned. Again, this usually doesn't bother me, but when it comes to thinking about future photos and stuff like that, I feel like a lot revolves around my wedding and like making sure those things look good, which sounds very vain, but whatever it is. It's not perfectly aligned. It is a little bit off-center toward the left-hand side, and that kind of does bother me. Again, didn't quite hear that one as much as I heard about my nostril piercings being a little off-center, but I have heard a few people say, oh, are you planning on taking it out to get it redone so it's more centered? I'm like, was it going to until you said something? Now it's all I look at. So it is a little off-center, and it has been bothering me for the last probably like 3 months that it is off-center. Might as well not hold on to it if I am feeling this way about it. And so the third reason why I am getting rid or retiring sounds way better than saying getting rid of. The third reason why I am retiring this piercing is because I have noticed it rubbing up against my teeth and my gums. It wasn't really that noticeable at first, like the first 6 months that I had it. I don't know if it was just like I wasn't paying attention to it or anything like that, but for the last few months I have really noticed it. And yes, the bar that's in it is a little bit longer than it probably should be, but even when I put retainers in there that are very short because they hug the lip, and retainers aren't going to do much damage because they usually are plastic, so some people have suggested, oh, you could just put a retainer in. Well, I don't want a retainer in forever. And I have tried shorter bars. For some reason, I like this length bar, mostly because I don't have a shorter bar that's threadless. And threadless is my favorite. So it has been rubbing up against my teeth and my gums. Have I noticed any like gum recession? No, but I have noticed some sensitivity in my teeth, especially like right in here, like at the very bottom where it meets the gums. I have noticed some sensitivity. Now, my teeth are pretty sensitive to begin with. Like I use like Pronamel, sensitive toothpaste, all that kind of stuff, because my teeth have always kind of been that way. But I just don't want to risk speeding that process along of like losing enamel or making things worse. You know, I could sit here and be like, oh, maybe I can just keep it and it won't get any worse, but I also don't want to risk it getting worse and then not being able to fix it. So this is one of those things where I'd rather just go ahead and deal with it now. And if that means I have to remove a piercing to save my teeth and my gums, then I'm going to. Those come first. My reasonings are a little vain. Again, much like my right nostril piercing, you know, I want my wedding pictures to look good, my engagement photos to look good. I don't want anything to be off center or off balance or anything like that. But whereas with the right nostril, it wasn't really like a health thing, this one is. This one is definitely more of a health thing. I don't want to ruin my teeth. I don't want to ruin my gums. I've already ruined my teeth. Like, a lot of people like to compliment my teeth about how straight they are across. It's because I grind my teeth. I have to wear a retainer at night. So that's the only reason why they're like straight like that. Like flat across it, it's because I grind my teeth. So I don't want to make things worse. So today is the day that I am going to remove the jewelry from this piercing, not put anything back in there, let it close up. I don't know. For me, yes, I'm still stalling, by the way. For me, this was one of those piercings that I really wanted for so long. Like, if you've been around for a while, you know that I like would fake this piercing all the time, like put hoops on it or like even magnetic gems on it to see what it was like. And so I've been faking this one for a while and finally got it end of 2020. And to be honest, whereas all other piercings I've like been so elated for, that one didn't give me that like really, like, yeah, I'm so glad I got that done feeling. Does that make sense? I didn't hate it, but I also wasn't like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. So after faking it for so long and then finally getting it done, I just realized that it wasn't really the piercing that I truly wanted in the end. But I am very sad to be getting rid of it because it has become a part of me for this last year. But I have to think about health things first. You know, push the other stuff aside, you know, looking decent in photos and the off-centeredness and stuff like that. Push those things aside. Health comes first, so I don't want to mess up my teeth or my gums because of a piercing. So, okay, I've done enough stalling. I hope this part of the video made sense because I felt like I rambled. But anyway, so this is threadless jewelry that I have in there. Pretty easy to remove this one. This has been a very easy piercing to change. Like, I've never had issues with it. Sometimes putting something in, you know, you've got to pull your lip down and kind of look for the hole. It hasn't been the worst thing ever. But yeah, so. Yes, I'm stalling. So all I gotta do to take this out is grab the top part right here. There goes the little. And I gotta make sure that I hold on to this because these things are expensive. And then I just pull it out like that. And there we go. So there goes my Labret piercing. I get corrected on that pronunciation all the time. There's its jewelry. There's a hole that's there. Luckily my bottom lip is big enough that it kind of overhangs and you can't really see the hole too much, but it's there. And makeup will help cover that one up. The nose one is still pretty noticeable, but I feel like this one I can easily cover up. I can already feel like everything feels better now that it's not rubbing up against anything. Oh, it's kind of weird to rub my tongue over it and feel the hole. Oh, that's weird. The end of an era has come now. I now no longer have cyber bite piercings, which was always Medusa in that one. Sometimes things have to end. We have to say goodbye to them. So I asked this when I removed my right nostril piercing. What piercing have you retired and why? You know, if you didn't answer it in that video and you're just now seeing this one, has there been a piercing that you have had to retire or just wanted to retire? You know, what was it? What were your reasons? If you feel like sharing them. Sometimes they're very personal, you don't need to share them, but were you forced to retire a piercing, or was it a health concern that you needed to, or were you just tired of it? Leave them in the comments below and we can all be sad together. Special thank you to my patrons. You can help support the channel on Patreon while having access to videos early, viewing patron-only content, and more. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Go on down there, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload next. But until next time, bye all, and bye Pearson.